morning, everybody. So thank you for joining me on this gorgeous Friday morning. Before I start, I know I had a couple questions for the Pilates ball. This is the one that I use all the time. I bought the bigger one because I was curious, and I'll use it sometimes. There's not, I haven't found anything really that would make it a bigger advantage to use this one. So if we're doing maybe when we're doing the frog legs, or we're putting the ball under the pelvis here and lifting the legs in the back, you'd have a slightly bigger range of motion. Same if you're putting it underneath your back to do when we're doing the toe touches on the floor, slightly bigger range of motion, so it's making it a little harder. So I'll use it sometimes for that. But typically, any studio that you've, like at Nav, that's the size that we had. And I really like this brand. I ordered a no-name thing and ordered two. They came in packs of two. They're supposed to be the same size. They feel different depending on the color. They didn't inflate to the same size. So then I went and bought a known brand and good quality. So it's a little bit more expensive. The other brand I got two for the price of that one, but I find for this one was worth it. So that's it. So if you're curious, if you have more questions, the green one is in between those two. It depends what you like. If they're out of the blue one, although I don't think so, but if they're out of the blue one, then I would go for the green one before the orange. I'm just going to put my timer on so that we know what time it is, because we know I tend to get carried away in length of classes. So feet under your hips. We're going to start standing. You can have a chair here for a little balance as we're going, and I'll let you know when to use it. We're going to think up nice and tall, and we're going to start with our feet. So lifting your heel up gently, stretching out your foot, pushing the heel a little bit forward. Let's press it down gently. We're going to exhale as we're lifting the heel up, sending the heel a little forward, bringing it down as you're inhaling. We're going to lift up again, and we're going to stay up. As you're exhaling, pelvic floor in. Let's take a breath here. On the next exhale, we're going to come up on the tip of your toes, and then let's put the toes down, foot down. Other side, exhale up. Stay here, inhale. Next exhale, come up on the tip of your toes, pelvic floor in, toes down, foot down. Good. We're going to lift the foot off the ground this time. So same thing, we're going to go on our toes. So on just on the toes, exhale up. Stay here, inhale. Let's exhale, lifting the knee up. Pushing it down on the inhale. Exhale, switching side, lifting just your heel up, going on your toes. Stay here, inhale. Let's exhale, lifting the knee up. Bonjour, Carole. And inhale, pressing it down. Good. Let's do our shoulders, so little circles here. Other direction. So during this workout, as any other, if you're feeling a twinge or pain in an area, don't push through that pain. So as we're doing leg work, if your knees are hurting, then keep it a little smaller for the movement. And if you can't find that variation that works for you, then you let me know. Little circles here. And we'll find a way to make you work your legs without pain. So here, we're doing little circles. Yeah, the rest of your body is not moving. So we're not using momentum here to go bigger. So I just want you to lengthen those arms and draw circles. Let's go a little bit bigger. Good, bring them back small. And going into the other direction. So here, as we're doing these movements, sometimes our neck wants to help and it starts to pull forward. Try to keep it in line with your spine. Good. And let's bring them small. And relax. Relax the shoulders a little bit. Hands on the shoulders, we're going to draw circles. So let's bring our elbows forward. So they're just going forward and then up and then to the back. Now as you're going back, make sure the hips are staying in place. So we don't want the hips to move forward. So you're gonna maintain it into that position. Engage your glutes a little bit. So I don't want you to squeeze them really hard, just a little to maintain that stability in your core. Good, let's go the other direction. Bring your elbows back, up and in front. Good, last one. Perfect, and relax. We're gonna do little hip circles. So if you need the balance here, 2 fingers on the chair, unlock your right knee, bend the left. We're gonna bring it up, keeping your hips towards me, open up the knee, slide it back together. You can touch down to reset here. So make sure you're not all wobbly here. So picking up your hips, they're nice and even, we're keeping them even. We're gonna exhale, lifting that knee up, open, and inhale here. Exhale up, open, inhale, and touching down. Good, and relax, shake it out. Other side, unlock your knee, thinking up nice and tall. Bend the right one, and then let's exhale, lifting the knee up, open, sliding it together, touching down to reset. Up nice and tall, look up past, so I have my iPad at eye level, so if you look up a little bit higher, it's gonna help with your balance. You can have your hands out and touch down to reset, up, open, together, touching down. All right, and relax. Perfect. So we're going to go into a mini squat here. We're going to think up nice and tall and pulling ourselves down as if we were going to sit on a chair just behind us. We're going to stop right here. Now here, I want you to press into your heels. So push your heels down, wiggle your toes, then put your toes down for balance. We're going to inhale. On the exhale, I want you to engage the pelvic floor, lifting it up. And you should feel your glutes engage a little bit more in your abs. Inhale, relax. Exhale, pull the pelvic floor in, squeeze your glutes. And inhale, on the next exhale, we're going to move one leg off to the side. So pelvic floor in, exhale, extend, touch, inhale to center. Again, exhale, touch, inhale to center. One more time, exhale, touch, inhale to center. Let's switch sides. So finding that balance on this side, lifting the heel on the other. On the next exhale, we're going to extend, pelvic floor in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And one more time. Exhale. And inhale. Good. And let's come on up. Relax a little bit. So your feet are under your hips when we start. I know when we're touching, sometimes the foot comes back a little closer, and that's okay. So we're going to add some arms to that. And your arms are going to lift in front. So let's do a couple here without the squat. So you're going to think up nice and tall. And on the exhale, we're going to lift our arms up. Abs are in line. Engage. Inhale down. So exhale, pelvic floor in. Lift those arms up. Inhale down. Okay, so we're going to add the legs to that. So let's go into that little squat. Thinking up nice and tall, pulling yourself down. Sitting over your heels. Squeezing the glutes a little. Nice long arms. Watch the neck so your neck is staying in line with your spine as you're lifting your arms. We're going to inhale. On the exhale, arms in front, leg out to the side. A little bit of extra balance. Inhale to center. Exhale. Inhale. And one more time. Exhale. Inhale. Switching side. Exhale. Inhale. Let's exhale. Good. And one more time. Good. Let's bring it back to center. Relax your shoulders. I'm going to do a little upper body rotation. So bring your arms up just at chest height. Your hands can be touching here, or you can grab your elbows, whichever is more comfortable for you. I just don't want you here. So up nice and tall, hands here or together. Let's inhale. On the next exhale, we're going to rotate from the hips up. So it's not going to be a big rotation. Inhale to center. And exhale, rotate. Inhale to center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale to center. One more time. Good. Relax your shoulders. We're going to bring our arms straight up above our head. So as we're exhaling, arms are going up. As you're feeling your hips moving forward, we're going to stop. So if you get here, hips are moving a little forward, stop right here. If you can, bring them a little higher. Okay, so hands can be touching each other, elbows a little bent. Hands can be just a little bit in front of your head or right above. I just don't want this to happen. So if you have your phone, again, it could be on that camera mode, and then you can turn sideways and have a look at your body. Relax your shoulder, make sure you're not up here. On the exhale, we're going to lean over from the hips. So we don't want the hips to go. We're going to inhale. On the exhale, lengthen, reach over towards one side slowly. Pelvic floor in, maintaining those hips in place. Inhale to center. Relax your shoulders. On the exhale, lengthen your core. Let's reach over. Inhale to center. Exhale, lengthen, reach. Inhale to center. Exhale, lengthen and reach. From the hips up, the hip is not moving. Inhale to center. So we're not collapsing on the side that we're going over. We're lengthening. If I would collapse, it would look like this. And up, lengthen, reaching over, and back to center, and relax, bring your arms down. Good, give me some little circles here with your shoulders. Perfect. All right, and we're gonna do our little squat again, lifting the arms a little higher. So thinking up nice and tall, pulling yourself down, sitting into that squat. Pressing into your heels, wiggle your toes, engaging the glutes. And let's inhale. On the exhale, you're gonna lift your arms up, straightening that leg out to the side in a slow motion, bringing it down. Let's switch side, a little bit trickier. Exhale, up. A little bit trickier on that balance. Inhale. So there is no pressure into the low back. As you're lifting up, you're gonna have to exhale, pelvic floor in, engaging those abs, because your back wants to cave in. So we want to maintain it in place. Up nice and tall, exhale up. Inhale. So bring your arms up to where it works for you today, when you're not feeling that strain into the low back. So it could be at high level, a little higher. Do what works for you today. Exhale up. Good. One more per side. Last one. Good, and come on up and relax. We're going to do a little roll down just to stretch out our back. So you're going to think up nice and tall, like if you had a little ball under your chin, and we're going to come up and roll over slowly. Unlock your knees here, relax your shoulders, relax your fingers going towards your knees. And just stop here, relax, little tiny stretch into your back. Let's inhale, lift up a little bit. Exhale, lower. And again, listen to your body. So if you're feeling that nice stretch into your back, feel free to stop right there. Relax for a second, and then maybe you can go further, maybe not. And then wherever you are here, we're going to inhale. On the next exhale, abs in, pelvic floor in, and you're going to roll up slowly, one vertebra at a time. And finish with your shoulders up and roll them back. Good, and relax. Okay, we're going to do some leg circles to the side. So here, you can have 2 fingers on a chair if you wish, up nice and tall. So if you're feeling a little wobbly as we're lifting the leg up here, then a couple fingers on the chair. If you're not feeling wobbly, keep the circles small and then go a little bit bigger. And then if you get to a stage where it's feeling a little wobbly, just bring it back a little smaller. So we're going to unlock the right knee. You're going to think up nice and tall. We're going to straighten the left leg next to us. And you're going to point your foot without cramping your toes. So to do that, if you're flexing your foot, Then push with the ball of your foot gently, and don't push with the toes. Hips are towards me. The side of my leg is towards the ceiling. Up nice and tall here. You can put your hands on your hips, and we're going to draw little circles. Straight out to the side. So this leg is working really hard, pulling up nice and tall from your hips. Let's rotate the other direction. Add some resistance in those circles. It's actually going to help you with your balance. If this leg is nice and long and engaged, your balance is going to be a little bit better. Good. And let's bring it in and shift your hips. And we're going to go into the other side. So if you're using the chair, you can move from side to side, or just move your chair. Unlock the knee you're standing up nice and tall. Let's straighten this leg. Flex your foot. Now point your foot without cramping your toes. Up nice and tall. This leg is unlocked, but everything is tight. This is straight out to the side, so we don't want it in front here or in the back. It's just straight out to the side today. I don't want it in front. Sometimes I make you put it back a little bit to get a little bit into the glutes. I'm going to do some more on the floor. So up nice and tall, so we're going straight off to the side. Circles. Reach in those circles. So think about that leg being super long and really engaged, moving through mud, other direction. Think up nice and tall into your core. Hands can be up here on your hip. It's going to help you maintain that stability, so make sure that this is not moving. Good, let's bring it down and relax. Shake it out. The leg that we're standing on is working a lot too, so just moving here, it's going to help you with bringing it back to where it's comfortable. All right, same thing with your foot flex this time. So up nice and tall, unlock that right knee, straighten the left, flex your foot. Toes are pointing towards me. Lengthen a little bit more out of that core, lift the leg, reach a little bit more, circles. And reach in those circles. Again, 2 fingers on the chair, make sure you're not gripping it, because then as soon as I grip this relaxes. So the goal is to work on that balance. Balance comes other direction from your whole core. And so if I don't work that core and practice it to engage, it just doesn't really learn how to do it. And relax, shake it out. So when you're using a chair or the wall, not the whole hand, couple fingers to get your core to stay engaged. Unlock that knee you're standing on, straighten the other. Up nice and tall, pulling up from the hips. You're not straightening the knee when I say up nice and tall. Let's flex that foot and lift it up a little bit. Lengthen your core, lengthen that leg. Think about that heel going to touch the corner of your space, and in circles. And reach in those circles. And add that resistance, little circles about, again, the size of that dessert plate, other direction. Reach. I'm going to have to stop saying that because I will want dessert. And let's bring it in and shift your hips. Perfect. So we're going to go into a single leg, so towards the back. You might need your chair again. So we just worked the side. We're going to work the back a little bit. And just a little up nice and tall, unlock the knee you're standing on, straighten your other leg. And here I'm going to flex my foot, lengthen your core. I'm not sinking into my low back here. I want you to really focus today on the whole hip and lower belly area. So this is stuck in a corset and it's not moving. So you're going to flex that foot, press the back heel up, touch your toes. Press the heel up, touch your toes. So just focusing on this not moving, you're just pressing the heel up, touching the toes. So you can have a couple fingers on the chair for balance. Make sure you keep a hand here so you're feeling that that it's not moving, or on your low back so that you can feel if it's moving, you're going to feel that this is crunching together. One more time. Let's bring it in, relax, shake it out. Unlock the other knee, straighten the leg in the back, flexing your foot up nice and tall. So you're lengthening your core from your hip. You get maybe a centimeter longer or taller, and let's press, touch, and press, touch, press. Again, a couple of fingers on your chair. Your eyes are up in front. We're not looking up at the ceiling. I'm not looking at the floor. If I look at the floor, this whole area disengages here, so it's really hard on my balance. And last one. And relax and shake it out. All right, I'm going to move the chair off to the side. We're going to do another roll down. And just rolling over your chin. So thinking up nice and tall and rolling down. Unlock your knees. And here, stop wherever you feel that little stretch. And inhale, lift up a little bit. Exhale, gently rolling down to where, again, it feels nice. Whenever you are ready, think about your abs. So below your belly button and on each side. As you're exhaling, you're going to bring that pelvic floor in, and then those muscles are going to engage a little bit, and then you're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time. And rotate your shoulders here. Perfect. So if you wanted to do only the standing portion, this is it for today. We are going on the floor and doing some little bit of push-ups. Sorry, so we're going to be on all four for a little bit, but then we're going on our back. So depending on what you can do with us today, feel free to follow us to the ground. Just gonna make sure I can see my thing. So I'm just gonna roll on down on the other side and up nice and tall and going over that little ball, unlock your knees. And you're going slowly to where you can. We're going to stay here for a second. You can inhale, lift a little bit. Exhale, lower. So we're going to lower until we can reach the ground. You can bend the knees to achieve that. So if I get here, I'm not going to force it. I'm just going to bend my knees to touch the floor. Now here, as I touch the floor, we tend to relax. I want you to think that somebody is grabbing just at your hip bones and lifting those hips up, and you're trying to help them as you're going to walk forward using your whole hands. I'm putting my fingers and then my hand down slowly. Now here, think about those hips up again. Engage your abs, pulling up. Hand down slowly. So I'm not just falling on that hand. Deposit, no, that's not an English way to say it. So just put it gently down on the floor. Good, and then here, we can lower it to our knees. So, en français, ça se dit, on dépose lentement la main au plancher, but in English, I guess I can't say that. So you're just putting it gently on the floor. Relax your wrist. We're going to do a few push-ups here. So push-ups can be on your knees or on your toes. And I'm going towards the ground. So it's towards the ground. You're going to go to where you can for today. We're going to inhale on the way down. Exhale, pelvic floor, and push up. So your hands are going to be right underneath your shoulders. Your push-up on your knees, if you're having a hard time, and we're into that nice straight line here, if you're having a hard time with this one, lift the hips up a tiny bit towards the back, realign your arms so they're underneath your shoulders. And then when you're coming down, your bum is going to stay up in the air. It's going to be a little bit easier because you have less weight on your arms. Okay, so I'm going to go in a straight line. Your little finger are out a little bit. So I'm rotating my hands a little bit this way. So that way I can have my elbows going towards my side. So we're going to inhale on the way down, and you're going to go down to where it works for you today. And then exhale up. Think about your chest going towards the floor and not your chin. And pressing up. We're doing 3. Think about pushing into your entire hand, not just where your arm meets. Good, and bring it back, relax. And we're gonna go on all 4, so you can be on your fist here, or if you have a hard time with your wrist, you can have a little step stool and put your elbows on it. So here, I like to go on my fist here for this one, and we're gonna do some dead bugs. So you're gonna think up nice and tall, and we're gonna inhale, so nice and tall, I mean nice and long, tailbone towards one side of the room, and the top of your head towards the other. And then on the exhale, we're gonna lift our right leg to the back, left arm in front. And I want you to lengthen here. So don't think about that lift up. I want you to think about that lengthening towards each side of your space, and then bring it down. And exhale, other side. Lifting your leg behind you first, lengthening your arm in front, and then lengthen a little bit more, like you're trying to really reach towards each side. So as you're trying to lengthen, you're gonna work all your core muscle, your arm and your legs, and you're not gonna feel that pinching into that low back. Reach, so you're strengthening your muscles, but we're not over bending backwards, and you're actually able to engage your abs a little bit better. So I'm pointing my foot here. Whichever you were doing is fine. We're going to try and flex it this time, so I'm going to push with my heel. If you were already flexing, you can point your foot without cramping your toes. We're going to keep exhaling as we're lengthening. And we're going to do one more per side. So pretend you have a little ball on your back or a glass of wine, and we don't want to drop it as you're lengthening. Good, and relax. Perfect. So in class I have done that with little, if you have tennis ball, you can put it on your back and try and keep it there as you're doing the movement. So that's a nice challenge. And so you can put it there at first, and then if the ball rolls over, you can just forget about it. But it's a good thing to try. So next time I do bird dog, I'll add that you can grab a tennis ball and put it there. All right, so we've got 3 more push-up. Hands underneath your shoulder, open up your fingers. It's the last tricep push-ups in Pilates for sure. So I'm not gonna put them in, well, that's pretty easy to do, right? Because it's the last Friday of the season. So it is the last push-ups here. So we're gonna inhale, and on the exhale, we're gonna inhale down, and on the exhale, we're gonna come up. Because next week is already Christmas on Friday. I always get surprised. Inhale down. So this week, I went and I'm like, oh, I have plenty of time, and then, All right, and relax. And then I look at the calendar and I'm like, oh no, it's next Friday is Christmas Day. So relax your wrist. Okay, bird dog again. We're gonna go sideways this time. So I'm gonna show you from the front. We've done this before. So instead of going with my hand in front, it's gonna go off to the side. Instead of the leg to the back, it's gonna go off to the side. So my toes are pointing towards the front here, hands out. We're gonna bring it in and do the other side. And we're gonna keep our foot flexed for this one. So on your fist or on your hands on the floor, and we're gonna lengthen the leg out to the side as we're exhaling, and arm out. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Now here, watch that you're not falling into that ant. So lengthen. Think about if you had a harness underneath, just above your chest or underneath your chest, not your hips, and it's lifting you up. And reach with those limbs. So think about pushing out with your arm and pushing out with your leg, and that's going to help you with your balance. And in. One more time. And last one. Good. And let's sit back. Relax your wrist. We're going to go on our floor on our belly. If you do have the ball, you can use it under your pelvis. So I'll show you with the one here. So we're going to go on our belly here. And we're gonna open up the legs the width of the mat here. Now if you do have the ball, you're gonna place it just below your belly button so it's not on your bladder. And we're gonna hold it here. And then here, just make sure you're not dropping your belly towards the floor. So a straight back. And then you can do the same movement that we're gonna do from the floor. So here your head can rest on your hands here. I'm not gonna do that because you won't hear me. So I'm just gonna go sideways here. And then you're gonna press, so your feet are open a little bit. You're gonna press the pubic bone into the floor slowly. So engaging your glutes, pressing the pubic bone into the floor. And then bring your heels together. On the next exhale, we're gonna try and lift the knees off the floor. Then I'm gonna go very high, and then inhale down. And exhale, pubic bone in, pulling up. Inhale down. Exhale, pubic bone into the floor, so you're not pushing into that low back here. You're squeezing your glutes. So if you're pushing the pubic bone into the floor, it's going to help you maintain the upper body into that neutral position. Exhale up, lower down, relax. 2 more. Exhale up, relax. And last one. Exhale up and relax. Good. Let's extend the legs and in line so your thighs are on the floor. Hands down, we're going to press back into child pose and stretch our back a little bit here. The glutes at the same time. Good. And let's bring it back. So we're going to sit on the floor for the next one, and we're going to be on our back for the remainder of the class. And so here we're going to do a little roll down. So first though, we're going to do them not all the way. So hands are underneath your thighs here, and we're just going to slowly roll down. So think about both sides of your spine. If you think belly button, your tailbone is also pushing into the floor as we're rolling down. So protecting your spine, thinking about the padding you have on each side of that spine, and pushing that gently towards the ground. Slowly, we're going to go down to where we can without going to the floor. So I'm rolling down slowly. Eyes are in front here. I'm not looking at my belly button. So eyes are in front. I'm going to stop here and roll up as if you were pulling through the chest. Again, so rolling down. You're going to inhale on the way down. And exhale, pull up. Again, rolling down. And think about the muscles on each side. Exhale, pelvic floor in, pull up. Good. So I'm going to do the same thing with my legs extended. So you do I have a hard time this morning. The variation that you can. So if you need your knees bent, go for it. If you can, just do it with the legs extended. So same movement, not going all the way down. Make sure you're not looking at your toes. I'm looking up in front, just a little higher than my eyes. Rolling from the bottom. I'm not rolling from the top. So think from here, pushing these muscles slowly towards the ground. Keep looking up. Hands are in front. You can open up your arms. It's going to help you not roll here. So open up your arms, rolling down to where you can still hold it. Exhale, pull up. So if you happen to roll all the way to the floor by accident, just go for it. Let's inhale down. And exhale, pulling up. Again. Good, one more time. So you try to go to where it will let you go, and then you can pull up. Good, bend the knees. Grab underneath your thighs here, and give me a little shift. Just relax your back, relax your neck. So at any of those movements, if you're feeling tension into your neck, don't go as far down. So we're going to roll all the way down. We're going to stay on the floor for a little bit. So here, rolling down, use your hands on the floor or do the full roll down. Use the variation that works for you today. So because we're rolling all the way down, we're going to exhale on the way down and take our time, super slow, all the way down. Eyes are up. Let's inhale. And on the exhale, pelvic floor in, and you're going to roll nice and controlled all the way down. If at some point it's not controlled anymore and you're rolling to the floor, that's okay. Just be patient, and eventually it will work out. Good. And just bring your arms behind, focusing on the chest staying in place. And bring them in. Good. We're going to exhale on the next exhale, you're going to lift the knees up to tabletop. Good. And place your shoulder blades in the little pocket. And here we're going to slowly lift the head off the ground. So I want you to either support your neck or not, but just make sure you're not pulling on that neck. You're just supporting it. So we're going to inhale on the next exhale. We're going to lift the head off the floor and the top of your shoulders. A lot of classes, they make you lift the shoulder blades off the ground, which is okay. You're just crunching this a little bit more. Typically, we're straining the neck more. I prefer to have the lower part of your shoulder blades on the floor so we can really focus on that neutral position. And instead of using the abs to crunch all the time, we're more of maintaining that neutral. So eyes up, and you can support your head. And then here, we're going to do the 100. So you're going to inhale for 5, exhale for 5. At any point, feel free to put a little pillow under your head to support if it's too much for your neck, or put your head down. So here you can have 2 hands. You're in charge of counting here. So inhaling for 5 and exhaling for 5. So keep focusing on that. I'm going to offer you some variations. So one hand underneath your neck or not, and we're going to extend the right leg. Now, if that works for you today, we can stay here for a few breaths. If not, just bring it back in. Now let's switch leg. Make sure every time you exhale, pelvic floor comes in. Let's bring the leg back in. Now, if the one leg worked for you today and you need a little bit more challenge, let's extend both legs. Again, you can go one leg and then switch, or 2 legs. Good, let's bring the knees in, relax your neck, and give me some little shift here. So let's place the shoulder blades back in the little pocket. Make sure you're not pushing in the back of your head here. Relax your neck. Let's straighten one leg to the ceiling. Little stretch here. You can grab it, give it a gentle pull. Bend, straighten the other. Your foot is pointed, but you're not working hard to hold that. Gentle pull. And bend. Good. So you're going to bring that knee, the toes down, straighten the other, and switch. So you can keep bending the leg and switching here, or keeping that leg straight and switch. We're going to take our time here. We're going to pick one leg to inhale when it's coming in, and exhale when it's going out. So here you can push to touch the heel to the floor. You can add a little bend at the top. If your leg is too tight and you can't reach it, little bend. If it's too much on the back and you feel the low back lift, bend that lower leg. So keep it bent here. Good. We're going to keep your right leg up. Perfect. So I'm not holding, I'm just touching my leg here. This leg can be on the floor here. Good. And you can bend it. Straighten this leg. We're going to lift the upper body slowly. So lengthening from the top of your head, lifting up. So I'm not pulling on my leg to lift. And then here, we're going to bring that knee in and gently hold it. We're going to take our hands, put them off to the side. So you get a little twist. This shoulder blade is on the ground, the other is not, but I'm not reaching towards that side here. I'm really looking at the upper corner of the space. If this works for you today, extend this leg and lower it. If not, keep your knee bent. Now this leg, we're going to do 3 drops. So we're going to inhale, drop it down, exhale up. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale, exhale. Bend both knees, lower your upper body, relax. Bring the knees in, little shift. So this is your new thing for today. And we're going to do the other side. So whichever variation was working for you, we're going to do a few straight legs movement or knee bend. So do what works for you today, keeping your head on the floor, relaxing your neck. And I'm going to straighten both legs. Again, you can bend one and then do that little switch, okay? So I'm going to straighten both legs, lower one to the floor, grab behind the other, and switch. Feel free to bend both knees. Sometimes I know I have a hard time remembering which leg to bend. Well, we're going to gently lift the head off the floor, so lengthen your head and lifting up. Good. Here you can keep the leg here and lift it up, or bend the knee here. And we're going to go off to the side, so lengthening and going over. I'm looking up at the upper corner here. Good. Whenever we're going to do a few breaths here. Hold it. You can have your lower hand, behind your neck for a little support. Good. Now we're going to inhale, lower the leg, exhale, lift. You can also just hold it. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and bend both knees and drop it down. Relax and shift the hips. Good. This is a really good finale, people. Good work. All right, so let's put the legs down. And we're gonna finish with a little roll up. So roll up the way that works for you. You can use your leg for a little momentum, or you can do that full roll up. We're gonna bring our arms behind us, so let's bring the arms up. And take an inhale. On the next exhale, lengthen your arms behind you, keeping that chest closed, so we're not letting it open. Good. And inhale here. Exhale, keep going. Flexing your feet, lightening up and reaching over. Good. And release. Let's bring your legs in front. And we're going to relax your shoulders here. And so you got one leg in front here. I want you to lengthen a little bit over your core and gently bringing over your legs, gently bring your arms a little forward, little stretch into your back. Let's walk in the direction that your toes are pointing. Little stretch into the glute area. Let's bring it back. Let's switch your legs and up and over gently. Going over the direction that your toes are pointing. And let's bring it back in. Let's take one leg. We'll do a little quick stretch for your quad. So maintaining your hips in place, gently pull your knee back. And release. And let's switch side. And gently engage here. Gently pull your knee back. And release. Good. Little shoulder stretch. So hands to the side here. You're going to lift behind you, gently rotate, sweeping forward. And think about both sides of your spine going towards the back. Relax your shoulder. Keep your abs in place. Give me a little reach here. And release, little reach on the other side. Release, let's lengthen. Open up your arms and gently open. Good. And relax your shoulders. Let's lengthen your neck up nice and tall. You're going to look up at the ceiling without squishing the back. Bring it back to neutral. Lengthen. Look down. Let's bring it back to center. Lengthen. We're going to slowly look over our right shoulder. And you're going to go to where you can, nice and slow. Let's bring it back to center, lengthen, let's look over the left. And back to center, relax without collapsing. Gently drop your chin towards your chest. Little roll to one side. Bring it back to center, little roll to the other side. And back to center. And I hope you enjoyed this morning's class. Have an awesome Friday. It's beautiful out there. Should be a little warmer this weekend, so I hope you have a great weekend, everybody.